April 26, 1986. Inside the Soviet Union, the city of Pripyat was sleeping peacefully. Nearly 50,000 people lived normal lives beside one of the most powerful nuclear plants on Earth. But that night, something inside reactor number 4 went terribly wrong. Engineers were preparing a dangerous experiment. The test should have been canceled. Instead, it became one of the deadliest disasters in human history. At exactly 1:23 a.m., reactor 4 exploded. A shockwave ripped through the building. The reactor lid, weighing nearly 2,000 tons, was blasted into the air. Burning graphite and radioactive debris scattered across the rooftop. But the workers inside didn't understand what had happened. They had no idea invisible death was already spreading through the air. Radiation cannot be seen. It cannot be smelled. It cannot be touched. But that night, lethal radioactive particles covered the city. Some people stood outside watching the beautiful blue light rising from the reactor. Many thought it looked magical. In reality, their bodies were slowly being destroyed from the inside. The air itself had become poison. Within minutes, firefighters arrived at the scene. Nobody warned them about radiation. They touched burning reactor fragments with bare hands. Some described a metallic taste in their mouths. Still, they continued fighting the fire. These men saved Europe from an even larger catastrophe, but many paid with their lives. The Soviet government tried to hide the disaster. Officials delayed evacuation. Schools remained open. Children played outside under radioactive skies. Even as radiation levels became deadly, authorities stayed silent. The world only discovered the truth after radiation alarms went off in another country, Sweden. 36 hours later, evacuation finally began. More than 1,000 buses arrived. Residents were told they would return in 3 days. So many left everything behind. Toys remained on beds. Pets were abandoned in empty apartments. But they would never return again. Pripyat became a ghost city overnight. Radiation sickness is horrifying. Victims first felt nausea and headaches. Then came internal bleeding. Skin began peeling away. Organs slowly failed. Doctors had never seen injuries like this before. Many firefighters and workers died painful deaths within weeks. The invisible poison continued killing long after the explosion ended. Hundreds of thousands of workers were sent to contain the disaster. They became known as liquidators. Some had only seconds to work near the reactor because radiation levels were so high. Even robots stopped functioning under the intense exposure. So humans replaced them. Without them, much of Europe could have become uninhabitable. Today, Pripyat still stands empty. Rusting buildings, silent schools, broken hospitals, an abandoned Ferris wheel that never officially opened. Nature has taken over the city. Trees grow through concrete strings, but radiation still hides in the soil, walls, and forests. A deadly reminder of that night in 1986. Chernobyl was more than an accident. It was a warning about human error, government secrecy, and the terrifying power of nuclear energy when control is lost. Thousands suffered, a city died in silence, and even today, the invisible radiation remains. The world will never forget the night invisible death fell from the sky.